All right, the video today in the garage is going to be about the garage as opposed to what I do in the garage. We're going to do an unboxing on this smart garage door controller. This is Apple and Android compatible, works with Alexa and Google Home, all of the home automation systems that you have out there. The idea behind this is, with the classic car, I don't want to have to put a garage door controller in there up on the sun visor, and I don't want to have to program something to be able to open my garage. But the real trick is that last week my neighbor sent me a text message that I had left my garage door open. And when I'm across town and my garage door is open, I'd like to be able to remotely close and open my garage. And that's what this is going to do, is give me the ability to use my cell phone as a garage door opener and open and close my garage verbally when I'm in the house with Alexa, or with an app on my phone when I'm remote. So let's go ahead and get this thing opened up and see what comes in the box. Oh, there's no tape. What do you know? That's a good start. User guide. We'll use that on last resort. All right, well, we got some contact tape here, some double-sided tape, and some mounting apparatus. This is going to be good for cable management, it looks like. Speaking of cables, we got numerous cables in here. This is the power cable that connects the actual device. This is the actual device that will get mounted up on top of the garage. This right here is the control unit. This is equal to pushing the button to open the garage door. I'm sorry. This is the control. This right here is the sensor that will tell me whether or not the garage door is open or closed. All right, so that's what comes in the box. You get a control unit that has all the wires already pre-connected. That's handy. You don't have to do any wiring. You have a button here where you can set the program, and that will set it up so you can train your garage door on it. And it looks like these are openable if you need to get in there. But okay, let's go ahead and get started and get this thing installed. Power and access. Off we go. All right, so the first step that they say on here that you need to do is to check to make sure that your garage door opens with a simple switch. This is the lead wire that goes to the switch that's on the wall by my door. And you can see it comes here. It says push button and COM for common, right? So what I've done is I put a little alligator clip jumper here, and we're going to test this really quick. Yep, looks like we're going to work. Now, if your door has some sort of an electronic switch that has a signal that is not just a binary on and off, then you may need to get an adapter. And they provide in the manual a website that you can visit to order an adapter that will make it so that this system will work. But looks like I'm on track with the analog system, so let's move on. All right, so here you can see I've got the control unit mounted on the bracket. It comes with some tape. See the little bit of tape there. That's a two-sided tape. I'm going to go ahead and throw a little zip tie on here when I get done, just because I don't want to trust that tape. But I'm sure the tape will be just fine. I've already got it plugged in up here on the wall, and I've run the wires here, the red on the red and the black with the common. And we're going to go ahead now and install the sensor. This will tell me if the garage door is open and closed when I'm looking at it on the software. Now, I'm not going to run it down the line here because I don't want it to get tangled in any of the cabling or any of the chain or any of that mechanism. So we're going to run it along the top of the ceiling here, right straight down, and we'll run it underneath the spring, and then we'll put the sensor right there in the gap. All right, so let's run that wire, and then I'll see you on the other side of the garage. So in this next phase, you need to mount the magnetic pickup sensors. They have to be within 1/4 inch of each other when the garage door is closed, but you don't want them to interfere. They come. The kit comes with these little angle brackets And it says specifically in the instructions to use these in any manner or form that you deem necessary because all garage doors are slightly different. In my case, mine has a rib across the top, so I've bent one of the brackets to conform with that, and I'm going to put screws into those three little holes right there to hold it in place. That will give me enough space. Let me see here, I'll show you. It'll give me enough space that I can mount this little bracket on the back side right here. So this goes in here, that will go like that, and then we'll screw that one into the wall right behind, and when the garage door goes up, it'll slide vertically, and when it comes back down, they'll join up. So I'm going to go ahead and screw these in and get that together with a little bit of little contact tape, and then we'll measure, make sure we got our distances. All right, so I've positioned the W sensor. This is just a permanent magnet that goes against here, and I positioned it in here. But quick note, you notice how I put it away from the spring, and the other thing is the screws that they give you in the kit are wholly inadequate. So I've replaced it with these self-tapping sheet metal screws. You want it to get in there and you want it to be exactly where you want it, and you don't want it to come loose. So, you know, use the right screws. Second of all, or third of all, I already said second. So first of all, position it away from the mechanism, and then before you go ahead and make this permanent, do a little. I've loosened away the connector here, and you can lift it just slightly and make sure that you have free range of movement. And you can see how that might have, it comes close to the spring. I wouldn't want to test that. So having it away from the spring, you know that it's not going to get tangled up. And so I'm going to go ahead and open and close this a few times and make some marks to make sure that we have a really good free range of movement, and then I'm going to put the electric sensor in its place. The kit does come with an adequate amount of cable management, little connectors to get you where you need to be, all the way across and over, nice and neatly. The trick there is just make sure you don't get any wires hanging anywhere where they're going to get caught up in the mechanism. So here you can see the sensors are oriented, everything all bolted in place. Have a little bit of a gap, you can see right in there. Let me go ahead and demonstrate for you how the clearance works. See how, go ahead. It kind of comes together right at the end right there. So I think that's a good installation right there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started on the software installation. We'll go over that real quick. All right, so in the instructions, it gives you really vague layout on how to install the Smart Life app. I already have the Smart Life app on my phone, so it was a little bit easier for me, and I've done it before on a couple of other devices. But the real trick here is that if you have a 5G router in your house, it won't work. You need to have a 4G or something that's running 2.4 gigahertz. You can see right here. You have to have 2.4 gigahertz. In my house, I have a network that I use for my phone and for YouTube and whatnot. That's a 5G network, and it runs much faster than the 2.4 gigahertz. But I have on my Wi-Fi router, as many do, the ability to have both channels open, and so I have a 2.4 gigahertz version of the Wi-Fi on my home that I use specifically for these devices. I have switches and plugs and lights and whatnot that I use, and I connect to them either with my Smart Life app or with Alexa, because you can train Alexa to use your Smart Life. So that's just one thing that you need to be aware of, is that you do need to be able to start with having 2.4 gigahertz capabilities. The next thing is that when you're setting this up, make sure that your phone is connected to that 2.4 gigahertz network when you're connecting your device. Otherwise, your phone might be on the 5 gig and it won't see the device, and you won't be able to pair them together. You're not actually pairing your phone, but what you're doing is you're using the 2.4 gigahertz connection and saving the password, and then training that connection to the device with your phone. So it's a Wi-Fi connection. So you have to be on the same network in order for that to work. So these are just some little idiosyncrasies with this setup that it doesn't really go over well in the instructions, and just sharing with you my experience on how that works. So let me show you real quick how to get the device ready to be detected. All right, so when you have this thing installed, you'll notice that there's a single button on here. If you push this button, the garage door will open. It works just like a regular, garage door, and you can see that the notification, I don't know if that was caught on the camera, the notification comes up that your garage door was opened or closed. But if you press and hold this for 5 seconds, this little dot right here will start to flash red. When it's flashing, then you'll know that it's ready to be programmed. And then you can go through the detection phase with the Smart Life app. And so once you get it all connected, you have to go into the settings on the Smart Life app to enable it to use voice control to open and close your garage. Once you have it set up in the app, then you've got to go to Alexa and tell Alexa to enable voice control. Alexa will also ask you for a 4-digit code. It's a numeric code, so that people just can't walk by and tell Alexa to open up your garage door. You need to have that 4-digit code. So just be prepared for that. It works pretty well once you get them all married together. And I don't think I'm going to spend a lot of time on that, but I'll walk you through real quick how that looks on Alexa. All right, here's the opening page on the Smart Life app. You can see here that we've got the garage door opener trained. If you click on the name of the garage door opener, it'll take you to the next page. This is what the garage page looks like. It has some options in the bottom for history, scheduling, countdown, and settings. The history gives you a log of times that you've opened and closed your garage. The schedule lets you schedule events. Countdown lets you set how long before your garage has been open too long. The settings tab will allow you to set notifications or set up the Alexa. Once you set up the Smart Life skill in Alexa, you'll see your devices automatically in the Alexa devices list. When you enable voice control in the Alexa app, you'll go through a couple of security options just to enable the system to work correctly. All right, so that's pretty much it. It's a pretty easy installation, not too complicated. A couple little pitfalls that you can avoid. And the integration between the Smart Life software and Alexa can be a little sticky, but once you start working through it and you get into the right mindset, it actually makes plenty of sense. So I hope this quick demonstration gave you what you need to empower you to consider having something like this. I'm looking forward to making it a lot easier to avoiding keeping my garage door open by accident, and I have the ability now to close it when I'm not at my house, and I don't have to have a garage door opener in every single car. I can just use my phone. This last little thing here, just for your benefit, I'm going to go through and flip through the manual here so you can see it. If you have one of these and you don't have the manual, you'll be able to use this for reference. But if you're thinking about getting one of these and you had some questions, hopefully flipping through the manual here at the end will answer all of your questions. So let me set that up. All right, that's the manual. Hopefully you got what you need out of that. That's all I have for you today on this topic. Cheers.